This is the tragedy of war, draped in the flag. The solemn duty of honouring the fallen that American soldiers and Marines have had to carry for almost 20 years. 3 administrations, 3 commanders-in-chief, saluting the fallen on the battlefields of Afghanistan.
I'm now the 4th United States president to preside over American troop presence in Afghanistan. I will not pass this responsibility on to a 5th.
I've covered this war since it began.
The Marines have suddenly come under fire by a Taliban position.
Witnessed the gut-wrenching battles of soldiers and Marines and the dogged determination of their enemy.
Aim towards the ditch on the right side!
Now, as foreign forces withdraw, many are left with troubling questions. What was it all for? And what happens to those whose lives we changed and promised so much?
There's a famous saying about the Americans, is that they never lose wars, they just lose interest.
What do you say to the mothers, to the fathers? Why should they continue to send their sons and daughters to Afghanistan when they no longer see the point in this fight?
Either fight them here or wait and fight them near your shores. And I think the events of 9/11 proved that. And I hope and pray that it doesn't happen again by the United States neglecting Afghanistan.
So, in your analysis, President Biden's just made a terrible mistake.
History will prove him wrong.
What's left behind is a gathering storm of instability. More than 1,700 Afghan civilians lost their lives in the first 3 months of this year alone. Each day, there are scores of terrible attacks. This is the reality of what America leaves behind. And the threat of terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS fester in the shadows. The Taliban signed a deal with the United States, but not with the Afghan government.
Afghan forces have done most of the fighting and most of the dying over the last 20 years, and now American troops are leaving. They're going to have to handle it on their own.
You don't have to travel far to see how thin this line of defence is. The other Afghanistan lies just down the road. In this Afghanistan, the streets are controlled by the fundamentalists we went to war against 20 years ago. Stronger, more confident than ever, no longer in the shadows. In an undisclosed location in Kabul, we meet Muslim Afghan. Just last year, he was released from prison as part of the US Taliban deal. Today, he's back with the militants.
Has the Taliban just defeated America?
په دې هر څوک پوهیږي چې امریکا کله چې دلته د اول ورځ نه راتلله دا په شکست کې وه.
Is it your dream to see the white flag of the Taliban flying again in Kabul?
طبعا دا خو هر مجاهد او هر مسلمان افغان دا ارزو لري چې داسې یو نظام او داسې یو بیرغ وي چې په هغه موږ افتخار وکړو. دا به د ټول افغانانو لپاره د افتخار ځای وي که هغه اسلامي امارت بیرغ وي که هغه ته ورته بیرغ وي چې په دې کابل ورافیږي دا خو لرې به نه وي انشاءالله.
There are many concerns that if the Taliban come back to power, the Americans leave, that women and girls in Afghanistan will lose out. What do you say to those concerns?
موږ هیڅ کله د تعلیم مخالف نه یو. شریعت د چوکاټ په مطابق کې وکړي. هلک د په یو کلاس کې وي، جلکۍ د په بل کلاس کې وي.
Would it be acceptable for girls to learn science, engineering, medicine, to become doctors, to become lawyers, to become journalists? Are these acceptable?
نه انشاءالله دا مشکل به نه وي ځکه که تاسو وغواړئ طالبانو ساحو لاندې هم تللی شئ هلته ګورئ هر څوک خپله رشته کې مثلا چې شوق ذوق ولري هغه رشته مخته وړي هر رشته مخته وړي چې هغه د اسلام او قرآن په چوکاټ برابروي.
The Taliban commander I met reassured me that girls will be given full access to education, they will be allowed to become doctors and engineers, scientists. Is he telling the truth?
We would love to see these kind of statements as part of the public policy of Taliban, being announced that, you know, they are not against the progress of their nation, women included.
Afghanistan has had 40 years of war. Do you believe there will be a time of peace?
I'm really hopeful that peace should come, but if there is the power of gun, there will not be any peace. I'm sure about it. And if we educate and if we study, if we have the power of pen, and so there will be peace.
When we return, the hope for peace.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.